Hello, and welcome back to the Limitless Podcast. What an honor to be with you today. I have missed you over the last couple of weeks. We have actually shared some pretty incredible interviews with some amazing, amazing leaders who are making a difference in this world. If you haven't had an opportunity to go back and listen to those, I would recommend that you do because I learned so much from these incredible, incredible ladies. My word for the year is collaboration. And I truly believe we all have our own unique gifts and talents. We all have a puzzle piece in this master puzzle of the universe. And of all of us, if we share our gifts and talents, what a difference we can make in this world. And so recognizing the uniqueness of these beautiful women and the gifts that they are sharing with the world. So go back and take a listen to those podcasts. If you've been following me on Instagram, you know, life is a little crazy in the Heron household right now. We are in the process of moving, but we're living in two different places. Pretty crazy. The place that I am right now is my office in our 20-acre place. We are 2.5 hours from our home where we raised our children, and we've just felt like it was time for us to go back and be closer. We have grandkids now that we need to be closer to, not to mention our kids for sure. But our new place needs a little bit of renovation. It's got great bones. We're downsizing from 20 acres to 5 acres, and we're just in the process of renovating it to make it a little more us. And it's not quite ready to live in. Contractors in and out, constant dirt and dust just filling the air. So we will be making that transition very, very soon. But until then, I'll be back and forth. But not to mention, our youngest daughter is getting married in less than a month. So lots going on, but so many amazing, amazing things. I feel my life is so abundant right now. And I want to talk to you today about abundance and really talk to you about what is keeping you stuck. What is really keeping you stuck in your life right now? You know, abundance is a place that we don't achieve. It's something that is already within us. And I want to share with you today so that you can take a look at the 3 invisible forces that may actually be keeping you stuck because you're focused on the wrong layer. You're focused on looking at things from the perspective from what we have been taught. So I want to change that perspective for you just a little bit. So most people stay stuck because they're really focused on the wrong layer. And what I mean by that is focusing on the external, trying to affect the outcomes outside of us. So, for example, I talk a lot about marriage and, trying to affect the outcome, getting your spouse to change, getting your partner to change, getting other people to change so that you will be more comfortable. We obsess over the right mindset, or we're in that hustle mentality, believing that abundance or happiness is something that we will someday achieve. And so we're really, not tapping into the abundance of who we already are. But again, that's programming. We have been programmed to believe that something else is out there. And I want you to understand that you have to feel safe within your body in order to receive and experience the life that you desire. You have to really feel safe within your body. And that is something that I've been working on for, a few years, 3 or 4 years, is just feeling safe in my body. And your subconscious, and I do a lot of subconscious work, it's holding a frequency of doubt when you're not feeling safe. And that doubt is actually in your field. So we have an energetic field around us. And when we are experiencing some doubt in our life, which, let's be real, we all do. And this is not to put any guilt or shame on you. This is programming. This is how we have been programmed. So this is This is actually our operating system. This is how we operate. You need to change that operating system. The frequency of doubt in your field, we have that around us because we are believing lack and limitation. And that is just the mindset of the world right now. I'm just going to tell you, the mindset of the world is lack and limitation because we have been programmed into that. We have been programmed. If you look at, advertisements around you, you're lacking something, so I need this. That's how they sell their product. So we're programmed with that lack and limitation. And we also believe that hustle is the way to make a change in your life. And I will tell you that there's no amount of hustle or grind that will make a change in your life. I've done it all. I've tried it all. And that's not where it is. It's a reprogramming process that needs to happen. And it's not about thinking better thoughts. And I am going to stir some things right now. It is not about affirmations. Affirmations, they don't work because if your operating system is saying something different, your operating system of the subconscious mind, your operating system of the mindset, the frequency around you, if it is thinking something else that you are not aware of, no affirmation is going to touch that. There is not an affirmation in this world that will touch something that you are not aware of. So they just don't work. Mindset is about changing actually the dialogue that's happening within you. That inner dialogue that has the doubt, that inner dialogue that has the fear, the inner dialogue of lack and limitation. It's about shifting that energetic operating system to something that is true and something you can rely on in every situation. So remember, your energetic operating system is created through your emotions. So doubt is an emotion. If you're feeling doubt, lack and limitation, that comes from I'm not enough, I'm not worthy. So if you're operating from that space, that's your energetic operating system. So we need to reprogram that energetic operating system and get rid of the I am nots. The I am nots are the stories of lack and limitation that we are believing within us. So what are the three invisible forces that shape everything you experience? This is what I really want you to clue into. I really want you to pay attention to what I'm about to say, because a lot of people believe that it is just, the affirmations and the mindset. But the first invisible force that you need to be aware of is your nervous system safety. If your body doesn't feel safe to receive more money, to receive more freedom, to receive abundance, to receive love or acceptance, it will sabotage every single time. And so why does your body not feel safe? At some point in our lives, most of us have experienced a situation, a circumstance, or a person that in a way told us that what we are is not enough. And so we become and play a different role because we believe that that is what will get us love and acceptance. So we're not safe being who we are. That's just one piece of the puzzle, but most people can relate to that. But you cannot receive things if you're not feeling safe in your body. It's because your nervous system doesn't believe that you can hold it physically. So if you're wondering why you keep going for the goal, or you keep trying to raise your income financially, but it seems to be so far out of reach that you can't actually get it, it's because your nervous system doesn't feel like it can hold it. Does that make so much sense to you of why that happens? You see, you are the bridge. You are the bridge that people will walk over for a transformation. And so if your bridge is not safe, think about the safety of a bridge. There are lots of checks and balances that need to happen in order for cars or people to go over a bridge. Your nervous system is that checks and balances. Your nervous system is what will be able to hold what you are currently holding, but also your nervous system needs to grow and evolve and change for you to impact more people. And we all know that you can't make money unless you're impacting. And so the goal is always for the impact. How many people do you want to walk over your bridge to the transformation that they are going to receive from you? 1 million, 2 million, whatever that is. Your nervous system needs to be strong enough for that 1 million, 2 million people to walk over. And so why do we go through periods in our life where we feel like, gosh, I'm dealing with this again? It's because your nervous system, your subconscious mind is telling you, babe, this is for you to heal. It's time to heal this, because remember, you want to impact 1 million people. You want to impact 2 million people. And in order for you to do that, we have some checks and balances here. There's some stories here that are not serving you. You don't have the strength in your bridge yet for those people to walk over. So we have to deal with those stories. That's the best way that I can really explain that. And so as you're growing and evolving, it's for a purpose. And it is because your body wants to make sure that you can hold the 1 million, the 2 million, whatever that number is, for that transformation of others. So that's the first one. That's one block, which is, completely invisible for us, but this is going to absolutely shape your experience. The second one is, you can only create what you believe you are allowed to have. You can only create what you believe you're allowed to have. So let's talk about marriage or relationships for just a second. You can only create a relationship that you believe you're worthy of. And if we had a relationship situation in our past, maybe that we grew up seeing, witnessing, being a part of, that may be a little bit of the model that we have brought into our current relationship, believing this is what the model looks like. Sometimes we take that model and go, I don't want that model. So we bring into our current life something that is a little bit different. But unless we truly believe that something different is available for us, there are still patterns that we have repeated, that we're repeating in this current relationship from our past. So you will only create what you believe you are allowed to have. And that belief is what that lack and limitation is within us. So let's talk about it in another situation. You will only create what you believe you are allowed to have. One of the exercises that I do with a lot of my clients who I coach through their beliefs in their business is, one of the things that I ask them, when, most people come to me because they want to make more money. And when you want to make more money, we have to look at the beliefs around money. And one of the exercises that I love to do is ask them, how much money would you like to make? And I have them write that down on a piece of paper. And I'll say, okay, if that number never happens, would you be okay with this number? So say they want to make $1 million. If that doesn't happen, would you be okay with 900,000? And if they say, yes, I would be okay with that, I already know there's a kink in their belief system, because what they want and what they're willing to settle for, there's a disconnect. And I need to find what is in between that million and that 900,000. There's a belief there, because they will only ever hit what they truly believe. So you can only create what you believe you're allowed to have. And if you see yourself as stuck, if you see yourself as the victim of circumstances constantly or not enough, your energetic field, again, is going to reflect back to you what you believe. So what you are vibrating, that energy that you're vibrating, will always reflect back to you. So if you're in a place of doubt, if you're in a place of not enoughness, you're always going to see and recognize, because it's the lens through which you see, I'm not enough. You're just going to see areas where you're not enough. It's going to reflect that back to you, because it's the way that you're looking at life through the lens of doubt, the lens of not enoughness. Number 3, your energetic frequency. That is 100% what I've been talking about. Energetic frequency. And I remember the first time I learned about emotional energy. It's energetic frequency. It's the emotional tone of how you operate. I didn't really buy into it. It was something very, very different for me. And for whatever reason, maybe it was my upbringing or my background, I didn't really understand what energy is all about. But everything emits energy. Emotions, for sure, will emit energy. It's palpable. You probably pick up on people when you walk in the room. So your emotional tone, it's like a tuning fork. And that tuning fork, it picks up the frequency. And that frequency is what how life responds to you. So emotional tone, emotional frequency, that is basically what I do, is I help you tune that emotional frequency by changing the emotions from which you vibrate currently, the emotions from which you believe are true for you. The lack, the limitation, the scarcity mentality, the inadequacies and insecurities. We dive into those and it tells me where your emotional energy is. And once we can dissolve those and you can recognize who you truly are, your abundance that is under all of that, you start to see it. So there's three that are always running in the background. The 3 invisible forces that will change your life forever. So working on the nervous system so that your body will feel safe. And if your body does not feel safe, all the work that you're doing, if you're doing some inner work, if your body does not feel safe, you're going to feel stuck. Change will not stick. It just won't. The subconscious, you can't outwork your thoughts and beliefs about yourself. You have to do subconscious work. That's what's changed my marriage. It's the subconscious work that I have done to change my stories and the subconscious work that my husband is doing to change his stories. That's what's changed us. Truly. And I believe that is truly what we're here on this earth to do, is get rid of those stories of lack, limitation, inadequacy, and insecurities that have actually been passed down to us from generation to generation. And your mother witnessed her mother, who learned that from her mother, who learned that from her mother, etc. And then you add your father into the equation. So subconscious work is invaluable. It's invaluable. Reading a book is good, great knowledge, but doing that inner work of the subconscious reprogramming is where the real change happens. And of course, your energetic frequency. And that's just learning how not just managing your emotions, but once you start changing your beliefs about yourself, which are identities that most of us have been holding on to for years and years and years, once you learn to change those and you reprogram those, the energy, the emotions automatically will begin to shift. You shift into that state of abundance. You're more aware of the abundance of who you already are. So, Abundance 101, my friend. Abundance 101. You already are. You already are. There's just three things that need to shift within you so that you can get unstuck. Thank you for joining me today. Such an honor and pleasure always. God bless you. Remember, I love you. I believe in you, and I'll see you next week.